Warning. Now entering a contaminated area.
Shotgun ready. Welcome everybody to the first episode, hopefully of many episodes, of the DarkZone Broheem podcast. I'm proud to announce that this will be a weekly podcast with none other than Mad Duckets and CAG9. We're going to talk everything that has anything to do with the division. And this week, this is a shotgun episode, guys. I mean, this is kind of like a wing it. We don't have a format. We don't have a playthrough. We don't have a playbook or anything like that. We're winging it. But we have a lot to talk about. But first, we need to go ahead and get the introductions out of the way. Ducket, CAG, I mean, what's going on, guys? It's the division. We're here. DarkZone Broheems. I mean, how are you guys feeling with the division right now? I mean, just loosely. Just real quick, because we got a lot to talk about. I mean, Duckett, what are you thinking?
I have a love-hate relationship with it right now. Before the most recent patches and the bug fixes, what have you, I was completely happy, and enthused.
You were quite content, were you?
And enjoy. I was content with the gameplay, the replay, like every, and I am on every single day. However, I'm not quite as, it's not an enjoyable experience as that has been in the past.
Okay. So there's things that need to be addressed.
Yes, and fixed or brought to their attention or someone's attention, and it better be fixed before they come at us with Underground or
I think I think that's why everybody's worried right now. Everybody's worried. A little transition over to CAG. CAG, introduce yourself. I mean, you like the division. Where do you think it's at right now, man? I mean, you're a 99. Dude, you're a 99.
Yep, I am. My life. I don't have a love-hate relationship with it yet. I'm used to these MMOs and their updates, and every time they update them, they're bugged. I mean, it just happens. I play Destiny a lot, and it was the same deal with that. And I think Ubisoft will eventually fix things.
So you're at the point where patience is virtue right now.
Yes, patience is virtue with these games.
Excellent.
Definitely.
All right, so before we get into all things the division, I want to just chit chat with you guys. How's the weather? I mean, real quick before we get into all this heated stuff, I mean. Shit, I just got back from a pool, man, and a barbecue. I had a great time, and I'm excited for what's happening right now. This commentary. My day was great. How about yours, Duckett?
Today it started off. It was great. Weather up here, with the heat index about like 102.
Ooh, yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. So we got the kids in the little pool in the back. They enjoyed themselves. Took a couple of pictures and then we came back in and after
family
dinner,
day, kind of a family day,
nice little family. Yeah, exactly. But the kids are a little sick, but nothing that we can't handle.
Okay. Well, how about you, CAG? I mean, what's the weather over there?
Man, it's hot as balls.
It's hot everywhere.
It is. It was like 90 plus degrees today.
Jesus. I mean, what do you do to stay cool, man? Play Division?
Oh, man. Don't leave the house. Yeah, play the Division. Don't leave the house.
Oh, man. I mean,
I'll see you when you set.
I mean, it is hot. I know I'm here in the Midwest, man, and we're hitting a buck 10 as far as heat index, and that's why I just got back from the pool and a sweet little family barbecue that we tend to do. Nice. But yeah, besides weather, everything's good. Broheems, everybody's cool?
Yes.
Awesome. Nothing spontaneous or dramatic. Nobody won the lottery or anything cool.
No, actually, there was something that dramatic that I came across on Twitter. Actually, it got me really excited. was the little sneak peek at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
They put out the Justice
I know,
League
I saw it.
sneak
I saw it,
peek.
man.
Oh,
The full
oh,
trailer. The full trailer where like Flash slowed
I
down and grabbed his little
grabbed
his
his
ninja
Batwing.
star.
Like,
Yeah, his Batwing ninja
yes.
star. That
Can
was
I
so
keep
cool.
this?
Yeah, it was so awesome. Ah,
Yes.
man. Cag, I
The
mean,
little things.
anything cool that you've seen on anything
On the,
spontaneous? Nothing.
on the Twitter?
Well,
I
not
don't
so
know, every
much
time I see
Twitter. I
that
mean,
girl
were
from
you driving down the
Suicide
road?
Squad, I get excited.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I
Oh
see that all over
shit.
Twitter every day, so I'm pretty
Uh,
excited most of the day.
Everybody at home, there will be F-bombs and your vulgar language in here, so I would first and foremost recommend ear protection for the little ones. Don't blare this at
Earmuffs.
your job. You know what I mean? If you're watching this at work right now, I mean, come on, you shouldn't be watching this at work. But yes, guys, it's time to talk about the division.
Unless you have headphones.
Yes, exactly, and
Yeah,
that's the
your
thing.
buds are-
Don't
yeah,
get caught by your
yeah.
boss, and you'll be in good
Take
shape.
them buds in, man.
All right, fellas, it's time. The division. We love it. We hate it. Some days we love it even more. Some days we hate it even more. But nonetheless, Underground is right around the corner for the PlayStation 4. And yes, everybody at home, the Broheems primarily play on the PlayStation platform. So none of us have had the experience that we get to see on YouTube, or all the sweet loot drops, or all the sweet builds with all the new gear sets. You know, we're not able to take advantage of that. So we're a little behind. But is that really going to hurt us, fellas? Or has it hurt us? I mean, what do you guys think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, we're gonna be late to the party. That's all.
Hmm.
No,
We're
I
gonna
don't
be-
think
we're gonna be
so. I
fashionably
mean,
late.
people who've seen the videos and everything like that, they should know what they kind of need to do to be ready.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I
gonna be
think
on
we're
fire
gonna.
a lot.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a
So
more polished product than Xbox and PC. As
So,
far as that goes, we're gonna get a more
okay,
polished
so
product,
patience is virtue, right?
polished experience. Yes, as far as that goes, like I don't perceive any. I don't think there's going to be any huge bug issues with Underground per se. I
Okay,
think
so
we're going to get
so
a
you
better
think it's going to
experience
be polished
than
and better and ready for the PlayStation?
Yes, yes, because since they put it out for Xbox and PC, okay, they saw what works, what doesn't work, all the bugs, all the
They
everything
better
about
prepared.
yes, and I think
So is that a
we're
compliment to
gonna like,
PlayStation?
I think it is.
Because they want
I
a
think
more better experience. I mean, we're not going to get into fanboyism. We're just going to move on. But yes, there is a conspiracy theory with why there has been a 30-day delay, and I am the first and foremost person to say, as a conspiracy theorist, say yes, I agree with what you're kind of dabbling there on, Duckett. I think they want things to be in a little better condition. I guess things on the Xbox and the PC are easier and quicker to clean up, and the PlayStation's a little more difficult to clean out the bugs, which is not a good thing for PlayStation. But the thing with PlayStation, it just, I don't know. I mean, there's no fanboyism here, but there's got to be a reason behind it. Otherwise, we can just squash it and say Xbox paid them. They got it a month early. You know, we can just end it there. But moving on from that, we've got a little more to segue here with the PlayStation Underground.
getting our head in the game. Yeah.
Getting our head in the game, and that's what we want to talk
Yes.
about, right? Okay, Underground is right around the corner, and what's in store for us? We got new gear pieces. We've got the Dragon's Nest Incursion. We of course have the Underground expansion and everything to do with the subway. But we've had all of that content except for just a few pieces, which is the ones I just listed. So maybe that's why PlayStation has they kind of gave us about half of the content and are putting the back half on the back burner and slowly marinating it in. But these bugs are getting bad, guys. I mean, Underground's not even here yet, and the bugs are getting bad.
Well,
DarkZone, PVE. I mean, CAG. I mean, what do you think?
I mean the healing thing that was kind of that would happen occasionally, even before 1.3. I mean, you'd fire your overdose and it'd be around you, but you'd go down anyways. I mean, it wasn't nearly as often. That's
Well, let's
for
talk
sure,
about
but
that for a second. Let's just stop and talk about you brought up. You're talking about the overdose and the med pack glitch. It's not registering fast enough, right?
yeah,
And
yeah, that was one
what
of the
did
things
Hamish
Bucket was saying.
state in the state of the game? What did he address?
That it's a lag. That
It's
it's
a
a
lag issue?
issue.
And it's not all on their end either. He said.
Okay, so
And
so
I
it's a point and
say
blame game now.
The most. Well, I'm not saying it's the blame game. It's probably true. I mean, it's probably not all on them. It has something to do with.
And I'm gonna
the
call
company.
bullshit. And I'm gonna call bullshit, and it's not lag.
Oh, yeah?
If a player wants to use their skill, it should register right then and there. I'm sorry.
Like
If
rapid
they want
response.
to use
Well, I
yes,
agree.
you hit the button, boom, immediate response because I'm hitting the button, and it should automatically register.
So it's like a
If I
user
hit 'em-
interface latency issue.
Yes, yes.
Well, I mean,
And the med kit thing, I think if you use, if you pop your med kit, what happens? You most of the time, about I'm going to say like 75% of the time, it registers. It registers. But it's been getting to the point where it's been getting more annoying, and it's been more of a
I
use your
absolutely
med
agree.
kit and nothing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely
it
agree.
kind of
It's
and it kind of
demoralizing.
dampers the experience of like this, man, you came out, and I use this as like an escapism for myself. When I start playing a game, I want to be like totally sucked into the experience and not have these, damn it,
Yeah,
really? Like I'm
Yeah.
pressing the button and it's not working? Like is
Yeah,
it the
it's
control?
so
Like, come
frustrating.
on.
So
And it takes
frustrating.
away from the player experience, and it makes me want to like it's kind of like a deterrent for me anyways. Like if this is going to keep happening, like it's not going to be in a more of an enjoyable
Yeah, there's no
experience
motivation for
as
you
it
to
has
even.
been.
Yeah,
No.
because you know the inevitable. Like, God dang it, I'm gonna have to mess with this shit if I go in here.
Right.
You're already aware of the problems, and now you're trying to use a workaround. CAG, I've got to know what your input is on this. I mean, you've obviously ran into the same bugs we have, but you're the optimist.
Right, yeah.
You're the optimal, or not optimal, but the optimistic one of the Broheems. Okay, Duckett and I are usually pretty pessimistic. We just rage it, and we're just like, screw this, But CAG, you're always the optimistic one, man. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think that I I don't know. I mean, today I was in the Dark Zone helping these guys get through some Dark Zone bags, and I fucking went and I took cover. My dude was taking cover. At the same time, I hit the cover button. I hit my med pack. So he did both animations. My character. He went to the cover, stabbed himself in the thigh with his morphine or whatever the fuck they got, and
Okay.
and drops dead right there. I mean, not dead, but bleeding on one knee. I'm crawling around like an idiot. But I mean, my character took that whole. It was probably 2 seconds, to go through them two animations, together at the same time. But it turned my whole body turned green. I stabbed myself just like every other med pack, and no love, man. No
Yeah,
love.
no med pack love. Now, what
I think that's a
what do you
little
think
bit
it is?
ridiculous
Do you
right
think
there.
it's do you think
Well, I
it's
mean,
the
that's-
latency? I mean, is it
I
is
don't
server?
know. That's what they say.
That's what they're blaming it on
that's what
right
they
now.
said. Yeah, they're saying it's lag and it's not all their fault.
Well,
And
I'm going to be the conspiracy theorist, and I don't really think it's latency. Okay, because I've noticed when any time I try and pop and I'm gonna call it like a freak out med pack, like when you're freaking out and you're about to die and you like spam it, you
Panic.
know what I mean? Like
your
you're
panic med pack.
yeah, panic med pack, perfect. And every time I go into panic mode when I'm trying to use my overdose or my med pack, neither work. And there's times where I'll pop both and neither will work and I'll go down. And while I'm down, I see green glitter all around me and I notice a med pack removed from my inventory. And I'm just so confused Okay, so going back to the conspiracy theorist, 99% of the time when I go into panic mode, obviously it's panic mode because I'm being shot at. And I think massive, there might be a glitch to where it's just like stagger. Okay, when you're staggered or when you're on fire, you can't use your med pack. You know, when you're in certain animations, you cannot use another animation. I guess you would say if you're on fire, you can't do this, or if you're staggered, you can't do this. And I think when you're being barraged by all of this incoming enemy fire, I think that is a form of stagger, which is ultimately preventing us from using a med pack and or overdose from being enacted, from being implemented. Even though we're calling it in and we see the green glitter, all around us, I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I think that's what's going on, but they announced it and they said it's a server latency issue and it's not all their fault. So it is what it is. Hopefully, with some stability improvements, we'll have that fixed. Moving on, guys. I mean, what are some other improvements that we've noticed? Now, I mean, we don't want to be all the depressing guys. That's just one downfall that's really been plaguing the Dark Zone, and I know there's several other plaguing bugs right now. But let's talk about some high notes. What 1.3, the gear sets. I mean, these new builds everybody's making. I mean, are you guys ultimately pleased with how 1.3 is starting out? And Cag, I'm gonna start with you because you're the optimistic one. You're enjoying it, right? I mean, and you think it's going to get better after time.
Yeah, I think so. I think the community does a pretty good job of letting the people know what's wrong, the right
Mm-hmm.
people, and they seem to address most of the things that we bring up. One thing that I don't think they've ever addressed, I've never heard it addressed, is the sound problem.
Oh, and I know
It
this is a big
is
thing with you, man. Let me hear it, brother. This has been a
this
big thing with
is
you.
ridiculous, and it's been since day one. And it's not. I mean, it's not me. I meet guys every single day that have the same problem, and
And
they all
explain
have
this bug. Explain this
different
bug,
things
just so
happen.
people at home are aware of it.
And I believe it's only people with digital copies also.
Okay.
But I could be wrong about that. Um, when you're in a battle, say you in the
Just a
incursion
regular
or Dark Zone
firefight
5 and 6,
anywhere.
yeah, well, heavy gunfire ones,
Okay.
like well, like in the incursion
Yeah.
or DZ 5 and 6,
Okay.
real heavy gunfire, or a couple heroic missions in a row, I will lose my sound, and I mean it just completely goes out. If I do not close my app and restart it,
Mm-hmm.
in about
It crack.
45 minutes time, I get kicked with a blue Sony error that I am asked to report.
Blue screen of
Uh,
death. I'm
so you
sorry.
Um,
ultimately your app crashes.
yep. Yeah, exactly. I gotta restart it or it does it for me. Now, not everybody has that problem. Not everybody gets kicked like I do. I played with a guy yesterday that has the same problem, and his sound goes out, and he can play for as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
I
And
just
that's
happen to get
Altiera, right?
kicked. Yes, that is.
Okay.
Yep.
It
Halo.
Now,
happened to me
now,
a couple of times, but
where your audio's just
not as
completely gone
not
out?
as yeah. Like Kat said, there was a couple of times when I was doing Clear Sky or Falcon Lost. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear anything. And then about like Kat said, about you know 35, about 40 minutes after, blue screen of death. Then it restarts. The app restarts. You send an error report to PlayStation or Division or whoever.
Nobody really
Yeah,
reads them things. I'm telling you.
no,
That's a waste
and
of
and I
time.
don't think and I don't think they really care.
No.
Because if they really cared, then we would have a better. It wouldn't be happening as often as it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Well, I mean, going
So
back to the issue here, Cag, you're kind of a lucky bugger, and I say that as loosely because you've had another bug plague you that infamously single-handedly broke the game for many players. What was that bug?
Yep. The backpack bug.
The backpack
I got the
bug.
backpack bug.
So you got the
Yep.
backpack bug and the sound bug,
Yep.
all on one digital
Yeah,
copy.
I got kicked off the game. Well, I mean, not kicked off, but I mean, I got locked out of the game
Mhm.
for like 3 weeks, I think. 3 weeks before the update that fixed it. Anyways, I don't remember the
Mm.
exact date it came out.
So
What?
what kind of compensation did you receive for that?
Um, well, I mean,
Or
they
did
said
you?
that they were gonna give out compensations. I didn't get nothing. I don't know if you had to sign up for it or something, but
Oh
I mean, you were
man,
supposed to get like some Phoenix
I
credits,
think
they
yeah, you're
said, and all
supposed to get
kinds of
Phoenix
stuff,
credits,
and
and you never got them.
I
All
never
you
got
got
no.
was a
Oh.
pat on your head and a pat on
Hamish,
your tummy.
Hamish, Yannick, if
Yeah.
you're watching this right now,
Come
come
on.
on, man. Come on,
Throw
man.
Cagabone.
But
Oh no, I
throw
don't.
Cagabone.
I'm good on the Phoenix creds, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not
Got
waiting
too
for those still.
got too many, huh? Got too many?
Yeah.
All right, all right. All right, well,
Or no, not anymore. Not since they let us roll weapons.
that's
I
another
never
thing.
have them now.
Is since we're talking about 1.3, okay? The weapon talents and everything. This new recalibration system being implemented with the talents, and now you can roll more things. We noticed that we don't have 2,000 Phoenix credits anymore, do we?
Nope. No.
They're gone.
No.
I mean,
No,
what are you guys doing with them?
Rolling weapons.
The recalibration is eating my Phoenix credits. Like the recalibration station is like a Pac-Man. It
Yeah.
just keeps eating and eating, and I keep feeding him. You know, but we want a specific. We look for a specific talent, and we want that specific talent, and we just keep feeding it, feeding it, feeding it. And I've been noticing around a certain time of day, just like J-Pot, you
Conspiracy
have
theorist,
your
Mhm.
yes. It's a in the sweet. I've been noticing a sweet spot, a sweet time is between 1 and 1:45, like 1:50.
really? That's that narrow of a
There's
window.
been yes, I've been getting deadly and brutal, pretty much. I would say about 90% of the time. And whenever I'm playing, CAG is there, and I'm like, CAG, I got deadly. CAG, I got brutal.
Mhm.
And that's that's what I've been noticing. So, and it's just, yeah,
Well, I've noticed the
try
same
it out.
thing. Going to your time zone, I've noticed in the late afternoon, early
Yeah,
afternoon, 1 o'clock time, same thing. One afternoon,
yeah,
I came across one gun and I got vicious first try. So I went to the next gun and I got vicious again. I went through all of my guns and got vicious and brutal rolled on every single gun I had. As soon as it came out, I mean, I rolled it all of it in one sitting of about an hour span. And I guess that hour is between your hour that you're pointing out between 1 and 2. But yes,
yes.
I absolutely agree. As far as the rolling goes, the weapon kits and everything. I mean, are you guys liking how this new terminal is starting to lay out? Although PS4, we have the terminal, okay, we have everything for it. But I mean, do you guys like the layout? I mean, do you like how things are starting, CAG? I mean, what are you enjoying more about recalibrating and rolling and all of these new things coming to 1.3?
Well, I mean, the good thing about rolling is you can turn any so-so weapon into a good weapon. So I mean,
So
I
weapon
like it.
into a good weapon.
hmm
Okay.
Um,
So, yeah, go on.
it's pretty expensive to roll. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, the other day I was rolling a G36 and I started with 1,436 Phoenix credits and I
Damn, you
rolled
got
it
that thing like
and be
1,436. You knew exactly how many you had.
yeah. Well, next thing I know, I go to roll it and I don't have enough Phoenix credits because I rolled it so many
Oh,
damn times.
damn.
I mean,
So
so
what
they
time
go
of the day?
fast.
What time of the day were you rolling it?
Um,
Was it late at night?
it was no, it wasn't late at night. It was at night though.
Early morning.
It was probably around 8, 9 o'clock, I think, because
Okay.
it
So
was when
you missed that
it was when
window
the
for about 7
G36's
hours.
first just came out. It was right
Yeah.
after the update, and Ducats, I think, Ducats either gave me we were in the DZ. He either gave me a G36 or I got one dropped with him. I can't remember which happened, but yeah. So I went right to the base and started rolling that thing, and I
Jeez.
buy Phoenix credits.
Yeah, 1,400 credits later.
Yeah.
Still don't have a good roll.
Yeah. Still
Damn.
so fucking
And,
lucky.
and I think that's the biggest thing that what I've learned as far as rolling and crafting and ultimately creating. When you're making blueprints, when you're rolling for talents, when you're rolling gear sets for armor, anything that has anything to do with rolling, there's a certain time of the day to do it. And each of those are implemented in a certain time of the day, whether it's crafting a blueprint, whether it's rolling armor on your gear set, whether it's rolling the talent on a gun. Each of those are implemented at certain times of the day. And obviously, this is conspiracy theory, but I think I feel so strongly about this because, like earlier, we ran into the god rolls of weapon talents, and then at night, I think we've justified the later the better for opening up sealed caches. And although you can look to see how it's worth, or how much it's worth, that ultimately can justify with if you want to roll it or not. The higher the number, the better. And but yeah, I mean, we've got a few things going on with the crafting and everything, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's a new way because I remember when the game came out and we got to 1.1 and they wanted everybody to get away from crafting. You guys remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay, everybody was crafting their augs, everybody was crafting their vectors.
Vectors.
Yes. And then 1.1 came out and there was no need, no reason to even go to the crafting table. Well, are you guys feeling with 1.3 the crafting table is coming back? Coming back with a vengeance? You don't think
No.
so?
No.
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 I don't think it'll be coming back until either two things. Either they come out with 229 weapon blueprints,
Okay.
which they as in Yanis or Hamish or
Yeah.
whoever.
The community,
Yanis.
I got you.
They say it's coming. They say they're coming, but are we going to get them before? Or are we going to get when are we going to get them? But I don't think, and two, not unless they, what happens if the gear score, the weapon gear goes up, or the weapon score goes up. Then the 220, where would, are they going to come out with that gear score, that score weapon, if they raise it to 230 or 240 or whatever it may be. But I haven't crafted a freaking weapon since, I would say since we got that first wave or
M1A?
the M1A and the AUG.
Yeah, the AUG and the
But
M1A blueprint.
been
That was
like
the last
4
time I
weeks.
crafted a weapon.
I've been crafting more mods.
Attachments, yeah. Extended
Attachments,
magazines, yep.
But I mean, is that fun? I would rather craft a weapon. Here we are sitting at
Absolutely agree.
100 or 200 weapon, whatever have you, and we're just sitting here just waiting. Okay, just like with the fabric, the gold fabric. When are we gonna use that? Because right now they have 214 gear set.
Yeah.
Blueprints. Like, are they going to come out with 240? Or are they going to come out with 268? Like, well, why not? Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Sorry to cut you off, but I think
Go ahead.
real quick, I wanted to point out that people, and I speak to the people listening and or watching right now, when you're crafting, say, extended magazine blueprints, and the first two are absolute crap, stop crafting. Okay, if you're crafting gear blueprints and the first two are crap, stop crafting. If you're at the recalibration station and you're rolling weapon talents, CAG, and the first two are crap, stop crafting. Come back another time. You know what I'm saying? I think ultimately there's a time of day to get your best rolls. And I guess which kind of nullifies and exposes the hypocrisy of RNGesus. I mean, is it RNG or not? I mean, what, CAG? I know you got a lot of input on this, man. If you spent 1,400 credits trying to get a talent and you couldn't get it, I mean, are you blaming it on RNGesus? I mean, what is
No,
your?
no,
I mean, what is it?
not rolling talents. I don't. I mean, rolling talents. I just think that's
You
playing
think it's
slots with them.
okay? So
Um,
you're
but
optimistic as always.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've stood there and rolled. The other night was a perfect example. I have that 52 level main reflex sight.
Uh,
I rolled it till I got what I wanted on it. As many times as it took. I stood there for a couple minutes. I probably rolled 5 or 6 times and finally got one I wanted. So
all right, so
I mean,
that's not
but
bad in your
then
mind. That's not
again,
bad.
I got more material than I know what to do with. So
Yeah.
I can kind of do stuff like that.
All right, so I know there's a few things that are personally bothering you guys, and or personally you guys are enjoying. But CAG, there's a few things that I mean. Do you have anything to point out? I mean, what's something that's
I mean,
personal to you right now?
my biggest bitch is the sound issue. I mean, that's it's not a game-breaking bug like the backpack glitch was, but it is super annoying to have to do that. And it
Absolutely,
happens to me every day, multiple times.
it's that bad.
Yes, it is, and it's been like that since day one.
Okay. Well, I mean, as far as myself, I haven't had to run into many bugs. Um, as far as crashes, as far as the sound issue, my overall experience has been pretty solid on my end. Other than the dark zone issues that I'm constantly running in, and I know this is kind of a personal thing with you, Duckett, the revive situation.
Yes.
And this ultimately links back to latency. I guess I don't know. I'm winging it here. But yeah, the revives earlier today. I picked you up, and I picked you up 4 times. I revived you all the way to 100%, and you didn't get up. And I did it over and over and over while O'Rourke was literally toasting marshmallows on the fire. It was ridiculous, and I don't know what you can do. I mean, I don't. I'm trying. You know what I mean? And it's those times where my pessimism catches up with me, and I'm just like, screw this. You know what I mean? I'm out of here. I mean, Duckett,
Yeah, that
On
was
and on my
CAG.
end, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, anything that you guys have to chime in on this or to weigh in on this subject, I'm all ears because I don't
well.
know.
What happened to Duckett today has happened to me before the latest 1.3 patch.
Hmm.
He was the host of we couldn't res him. I couldn't res him. You couldn't res him. He was the host of the party. I've been in other parties where you couldn't res somebody, but when the host came over and resed them, it did. It
That's
revived them.
Well,
weird.
But
here's
only
the
he could
interesting
do it,
thing
and
though. Go
Duckett's
ahead.
was the
I'm sorry.
host, so
That's
we couldn't
weird.
res him.
And on my end, you guys were behind me, like not doing anything. And I and it's weird because my red health meter wasn't going down. It was at like a standstill.
Yeah.
It wasn't going down. It was nothing. Even when I bled out, when I held the button, nothing. Like I
Yeah,
fell,
that's
I went
weird.
down, and that was it. Like latency or like I'd say it's
Well, I think
again
that's a bug.
on them. I think it's on Ubisoft, on Massive, to rectify these problems. And just like with any piece of technology or whatever, own up, and say, you know what, it's messed up. We're fixing it. Relax.
And
We
I
see,
just
we
wanted to
see, we
state out
hear.
real quick that we love this game. Okay, the Broheems are absolutely some of the biggest supporters of the division, and the reason that we're coming down on these topics so hard and so harshly is because we want to see these improvements. We want to see this game succeed. We love this game so much. We want it to be great. Not good. We want it to be great. And maybe that's why we're coming off a little harsh. So, foremost, I want to apologize about that, but there is no apology. There's no reason for this. There's no excuse for some of these problems. No excuse. And
No.
I think it's getting out of hand, guys. I think it's getting out of hand, and I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous with next week. Guys, Dragon's Nest Underground, it's here. It is here for PlayStation 4. I'm scared.
And I second that.
Don't be scared. I'm scared that every time I sign in, something game breaking is going to happen, and it's.
Well, that's different. I thought you meant you're scared of the incursion.
Oh no! Come on, man.
No.
We're weak. I'm weak sauce right now, but hey, we'll get it. We'll get there. But yes, as far as the game itself goes, and the playability, the user interface, the stability, as far as all of that represents, with 1.3, and when it drops, I'm a little nervous. I really am. I'm not going to lie.
I'll be there. I'll be there at 6 a.m. when it does finally
I'm sure we all will be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I hear, you Cag, and I hear J-Pod. At the same time, are these bugs, are these issues going to be resolved before they put this out? I'm going to say no. And when they put Underground out, that I feel like that experience is going to be good. Things will be really good.
Mm-hmm.
However, the whole thing with the incursion, where you can farm the incursion, get halfway through, okay, and on State of the Game, yeah, they said we're aware of it, but you're just not going to get the challenge rewards. But in essence, you're getting rewards. So this is how I feel. Like if that's how you're going to farm, I feel like the boss, like I think they should. I don't think you should be doing that. I don't think the game should allow you to do that. Because you can't do it in Falcon Lost. You can't do it in Falcon Lost because you get to a certain point and you die, and well, you can't get rewarded halfway. You can't get rewarded on the 10th wave. You can't get rewarded on the 5th wave. Just like on Clear Sky, you don't get anything. You don't get shit after the first part. You don't get shit until you're done with the incursion, and that's how I feel. Like if I think that's a little unfair because then it takes away from DarkZone. Well, instead of farming in the DarkZone, well, shit, I can just hop on an incursion, get halfway through, and keep doing that, and that's how I get all my sweet gear.
Yeah,
that's not fair. That's fucked up. And to have the developers sit there and say, yeah, you just don't get the challenge reward at the end, but you idiot. You are getting the reward. You're getting the rewards. You're getting boss. Like you're getting you're completing half of the mission, half the incursion, and you're getting rewards. And you're allowing the players to farm half the incursion.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up,
and over.
Yeah.
And what's that say to Falcon Lost in Clear Sky? You don't get rewarded until you're done with the incursion, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And
just to kind of make relevance of what you're pointing out, let's point out the Crota raid, okay, or the Atheon raid from Destiny.
Bazinga.
Yes. So you get the Fatebringer after you bring down the Templar, or you get the Galahorn after you bring down the Witches. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a mid-checkpoint boss drop. You know, so then you can just stop and not even complete the whole thing and still get a pretty sweet loot drop. The same thing applies. But, Cag, you got anything to weigh on it?
I missed the Fatebringer.
Missed the Fatebringer. Oh, dude, I'm one of the last guys to get a Galahorn and Fatebringer. Gallahorn, Jellyhorn, Yellowhorn. It's pronounced Yellowhorn. You know, just fuck off. Anyways, so let's just say that there was a lot of drops from Destiny that I missed out on, and as soon as I got it, there was a nerf. Or I'm dead serious. When the Jellyhorn came out, or when I finally got one, it was a week later. That's when the ultimate nerf happened, and I did Taken King one time, and I was ready to move on, and I did. I had 750 hours into Destiny. I got my money's worth, and I'm ready for Destiny 2. I don't care about anything in between. I'm ready to move on. Everybody on YouTube, everybody's content. Oh man, you ought to get back into it. It's the best time to get back into it. And I'm just thinking, no, it's not. If it's not Destiny 2, I don't care. I mean, and you guys are big Destiny fans as well, right?
Yeah, I played a lot of Destiny.
Okay,
I
so
played a lot of Taken King.
I've yet to delve into the Destiny game itself.
Okay, well, don't
My
play
cousin
Destiny right
raves
now.
about it.
But you should be in good shape on Destiny 2. Yeah, Destiny 2. I mean, I guess you should, but you're so behind. If you're wanting a PvP, no, just stay the hell out of there. But it's a great PvE experience. Maybe run like an Atheon raid or something. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I mean, those raids are second to none. Yeah, but as far as the gameplay, they're second to none on how Bungie and Destiny did this. It was amazing, fantastic, and I bring this up because we want to see something like this in the Division, right? I mean, will we ever see a raid or raid-like elements? Will we ever see it? I don't.
Well, I mean, I think incursions are raids. I mean,
they're like mini raids.
I think that's what we're gonna get. Yeah.
See, I've always thought the incursions were more like heroic strikes or nightfalls. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, if we're talking in relevance or comparison, you know. But I've never really felt a raid-like mentality yet, and I'm really hopeful for these next couple of expansions. And speaking of expansions, we've got survival right around the corner, okay, and that is going to be. That's going to completely change the spectrum of the Division. It's going to turn the Division into something that more feels like The Last of Us. And this is obviously my speculation. But with the looting and pillaging of actual supplies with food and water, I don't know what is confirmed nor denied, but I'm serious. Survival is really starting to shape up and feel like something like The Last of Us. And it's going to be really, really exciting. What do you guys?
Now, do you think it's going to be a 4? Is it going to be a 4-player? Is it going to be a squad-based survivor?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident it's going to be. I don't know if that's confirmed. It might be. I'm not sure, but I do believe it's 4-player co-op for that expansion. And essentially, survival will turn the entire Manhattan map, DarkZone and PvE, into one giant. Essentially a DarkZone map. I don't know how. I don't know. I guess that's mostly speculation what I just said, but I mean I'm really interested in the survival expansion. Cag, you got anything to? I mean, are you excited for the next expansions? I mean, we haven't even gotten the underground yet. I mean, but we've seen it all. You know, we might as well have had underground.
I mean, I haven't watched the whole incursion. I don't know everything. I haven't seen the whole thing.
So you don't want to spoil it for yourself,
huh? A little bit by it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, I just want to. First time I play it, I want to play it, you know, off the cuff of my sleeve per se. But
okay.
I was gonna say something. I forgot.
No, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
One thing that's been bugging me, and this might be in my head, I might be making it all up, is the sharing, loot sharing. I feel like since 1.3 dropped, I cannot share as much loot as I. It's like
I've actually noticed that as well.
Every 10 pieces.
What's going on with that? Yeah.
Well, it's like 1 out of 10 pieces that drops you can share now. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, what I want to know is how you justify.
You should be able to share it.
Yeah, exactly. How do you justify what's shareable and what's not? What do we know right now, guys? We do know.
Well, I mean, I'm totally okay with like supply drops. They go right to your inventory when you get them. you can't share them. That's
You can't
fine.
share 'em.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
going to
fine.
point out. Yeah.
But a
But everything
boss
else,
drop that you kill with 3 other guys, or 2 other guys, or 1 other guy in your fight, it shouldn't
should be
matter.
shared.
You should be able to share it with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
they helped you
chest.
kill that
Anything you get
boss.
in chest. And
Yeah.
anything you get in chest too.
Well,
Should be
yeah,
shared.
chest. Well, sealed caches, I noticed there's not a problem. If I get a sealed cache
just-
with one of you guys, I can share
Yeah.
it with whatever I get out of it with you.
Gold or green, yes.
Yeah, I don't get
but
it.
chest. Yeah. But actual chest, I've
Oh,
noticed.
you're referring to DarkZone,
what? I
the
can't-
key chest.
I can't. Yeah, I can't share this. Like, what? Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, and like you said, how can you? Say like, how can you say like what's to be shared and what's not?
Yeah, I don't understand how they justify with
No.
how it's laid out. So going back to the chest, since we're talking about the chest, I mean, what are you guys? Do you guys approve or deny how the chests have been implemented? Because I want to talk about sealed caches, these sealed caches, and I know there's a theory, and I think all of us are kind of using it right now. But the sealed caches that come out of the normal contaminated chest and the sealed caches that drop from named enemies. There's a difference. And CAG, you claim there is a difference. And
Yeah.
I mean, what's your theory?
Well, I mean, I just did. I kind of tested it, I guess. I pulled probably 20 plus container boxes, and everyone was 204.
Everyone, no matter what time of the day.
Yeah. Yep.
And no matter what DZ you were in.
No matter what the DZ.
Okay.
No matter
And
what
these
time
are
of day,
normal
there's-
contaminated chests. Because you don't get
Yep.
sealed caches out of the key chest. Just out of the contaminated chest. That's a fantastic improvement to 1.3. No more purples,
Yes.
no more garbage. Now we can get a consistent yellow sealed cache. But you claim everything that comes out of there will be a 204 and a 204 only.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I very well could be wrong. I just.
Well, I don't think you are,
I
because
mean,
I've been doing
probably
some theory
pulled, like,
testing as
100
well.
of them things since. I mean, I probably pulled 100 of them damn container boxes since the update.
And nothing
And,
229.
No, but I mean, you get in the upper echelon DZs, the 4, 5, and 6. If you get a sealed cache from a boss drop, it's a pretty good chance to be 229.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. The difference between a contaminated sealed cache and a named enemy sealed cache. So you're saying you have a greater chance of getting a 229 weapon out of a sealed cache from a named enemy.
well, in 4, 5, and 6, I think. I mean, I think I've gotten them in 3, but it's few and far between. 1 and 2, it's probably a 204 if a boss in 1 and 2 drops you a sealed cache. It's
Okay.
not really likely to be a 229, but up in the higher ones, yeah, I find it more often. But my scavenging is right there, probably where it needs to be, to find the 229s more often and everything like that too. So I mean, I'm not sure if that helps at all. I'm not sure if once the, I'm
So
not
we
sure
got
if,
more
like,
theory crafting to
once
do.
it drops, it's what it is, and you're just opening the cache to see it, or if it's a random thing in the cache, and when you go to open it, it's what you get could be random, or it could be decided as soon as it drops.
But you
from
can
the boss.
see how much it's worth, and that ultimately justifies if you want to
Yes,
open
that's
it.
right, yeah.
So has anybody really even seen a cache change from price during times of the day?
Oh no! I think
No.
once you get the cache, it is what
It's
it is.
set.
That's what. Yeah.
So if I get a green
not
sealed
like
cache,
random.
there's no point in waiting until midnight to open it. Is what you're saying?
Well, I'm not gonna say that because it might make a difference on what gear set
And
you
what?
get.
Yes.
Okay.
The score
okay.
won't change.
Agree.
So a hunter's faith
The
in the
score won't
afternoon, sentry, and late at night is essentially the parameter of what you're laying out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. What.
No, but
what
your
drops when
theory
or anything
is
like that.
spot
But
on.
I think, yeah.
I agree with it. I mean, I think it's a great theory. I think certain times of the day you get certain roles, just like we discussed earlier. Same with opening sealed caches. I think you get different gear sets and different gear scores certain times of the day. And that ultimately brings us back to this so-called RNGesus that we depend so highly on. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I really don't. I mean, I don't. I just. I'm guessing. I'm literally at this point. I'm just guessing it. All right. So,
I mean, that's
oh,
all
I
you
mean,
can
you
do is
got.
guess.
Well, I was gonna say, is there anything else that we wanted to point out on sealed caches?
I'd like to. Well,
Well,
no,
well, I
but
mean, any relevance? Go ahead.
I was gonna I was gonna transition into scavenging
Oh, that
from
sounds great.
the
That sounds
cache
great. I
site.
wanted to talk about
Well,
that. That sounds
before
fantastic.
like and but there's another thing about the sealed caches.
Okay. Okay.
Why can't we see everything in our bag? And it's a
Oh
Oh
yeah,
topic
man,
that's
how
been
did
brought
we
up.
almost
But
miss this?
why
yeah.
can't we see everything in our bag? Like if we accidentally pick up a purple cache, if it's next to like I don't know, a gold drop or a green drop,
Yeah,
and
stacked
we
up on
pick up
something.
and we stack it and we pick it up, like, how can we go in our bag and say, oh shoot, oh shit, like I picked up a purple. I don't want that purple, or I don't want that like cloth item. I don't want that turquoise item.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Um,
Is
I
there a
want to
way to
see.
delete this? Because I don't even know how to do it.
No,
I mean, is
I
there
don't
even
know.
they
no.
remove the option?
Oh, you get
You
well. No,
can't see.
you can't
You
see the
can't see
cache
it.
to delete it
You
at all.
can't
So
You
see
how
the
can't
do
see
I
it in your
cache.
delete it
bag.
Not
then?
even the
It's
green
not there.
cache. You can't see the green. You can't see the
You
yellow.
can't.
You can't see the purple. You can't
You
see
Because
can't
see,
anything.
delete it.
I'm the kind of farmer.
You have to delete the things you can see.
Okay, so I'm the kind of farmer to where I'll go around and pick up purple sealed caches. And when I come across a yellow sealed cache, I'll delete a purple one to replace it with that yellow. I can't do that anymore.
Nope. Not
I
since the update.
why is that is that a bug? Or is that a change
Yeah, it's a
that
bug.
massive once in the game?
No, no, it's a bug. It's got to be a bug.
Hmm.
Well, they haven't said any. They haven't said
They
anything
haven't
about it.
even acknowledged it.
Acknowledged it. Yes. So,
I
do
don't
they
know.
know?
I don't.
Do they
I
don't?
Uh,
Like, can Xbox and PC
maybe yeah,
users see that?
maybe it's
See
PlayStation
see
probably.
everything in the back? Like what?
Yeah, it's weird.
It should be fixed, and it needs to be fixed.
Yes, yes, it needs to be fixed.
All right,
Definitely.
let's get on
So
some high hopes. Let's get on some high hopes here. Um, the incursion drops next week. Underground drops next week. We're excited, right, guys? I mean, we're pumped.
yes,
We're ready for
Yeah, I'm
this.
yes.
pumped.
What
I'm
are you
ready.
guys most excited for then? Cag, you want to start us off?
New content,
New content.
new mission. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I mean that's about it. I'm just looking forward to doing the new mission, the new incursion.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
say too that that you can get a lot of good things. You don't have to go to the DarkZone anymore to get good shit. You can go to the underground.
Oh, the underground
And
just. Oh, yes.
that, I mean, that was kind of something I was hoping they would do, and hoping they would, make good on that. And they
Like
did, so that's awesome.
like a PVE grind that feels like a dark zone,
Exactly.
but not with the asshole rogues running around in it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Duckett, I mean, what do you think? I mean, you gotta.
I
I know
I
you're
am.
excited.
Geez, I am excited. I'm excited to delve into new, um, this new, these new activities, and mostly, I can't wait for the underground just to, as to take us away from to break up that like the road, the botherness of what's going on in the dark zone, and to just
Eyes in the
break
back
up
of your head, kind of
just to
thing.
break and just to break up the whole, like, you know what, I just want to do underground with the boys. I just want to go to the underground and do it with the Broheems, and to have like a new experience for us to just to go down to take a train, take a subway down to a new activity that you can continually expect. You don't you
Man,
can't
dude, you're
you
getting
can't
me
expect
excited,
the
dude. You're getting
same.
me excited
You
right
can't.
now. Right now.
You,
I got a boner.
and every
You've got
experience
a.
is going to be a refreshing experience, and just the fact that the user can set the parameters, you can pretty much
Yeah, the
create your own
directives and the
experience. That's
modifiers.
like, yeah. um
The
I'm
replayability
excited
is
for
out of the
that,
roof.
yes. um
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but my question is, are they going? And Marco Sal brought up something like, well, you can only get Firecrest and Blind in Underground, like,
Oh, so it's gonna be
but
like an
in the last state of the
HVT where you only
game,
get Lone
yeah,
Star.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Yannick, I think it was in the State of the Game, had said that they're looking at um, the unpredictability of what you get in certain activities, changing the loot system, changing what you get in the supply drops. Like you can't expect like they're going to change it. So if they change that, like, and I think that'll be pretty interesting to go into underground and say, well, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to get,
Yeah.
in the underground caches, and just the fact that you can get gear set um, pieces in gold underground caches, that's pretty cool too.
Absolutely.
Pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
But every time you level up, you get a cache. So I like that,
Yeah, and in these underground
and
caches, you're going to get 30 of them, okay, because there's that
yep.
cap at 30. So essentially, you're going to get 30. Is it guaranteed 268s? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think
I'm
if
not sure on
you
that.
do, I think, yeah, and this is my assumption, and we always don't want to assume, but
Yeah.
if you do the activity on hard, are you going to get 240, or are you going to get 214?
Well,
If
there's
you,
modifiers.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you
The
get,
more
yeah,
modifiers you add,
and the
the
more
better the gear
modifiers,
you get.
yeah, and the more difficult, like challenging or heroic, are you going to get 268 gear? Um, so
So
that's,
so the
yeah,
higher the modifiers and directives, the better the gear. I think
absolutely.
we're yeah that
Yeah.
that's usually the kind of platform we're going into, but as far as guaranteed gear, I mean underground's going to be where it's at. And from what I've seen on YouTube from the PC community of the division and the Xbox One community of the division, I mean the PS4 community are really excited for this, and we've diligently been patiently waiting for this. We're all very excited for this. It comes out next week, guys. I mean, it's
Well,
almost here. It's so close.
yes, I can't
I
wait.
mean, before we wrap it up, because I think what do we? Well, I think we hit an hour right about now. Not a bad little podcast, Broheems.
Yeah, man.
It's been fun.
You know,
It's
I
fun.
mean, and I'm really looking forward to doing this on a weekly basis. Just every
Definitely
Friday or weekend night that we can get together and chit chat about
put our heads
the
together.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, kind of yeah, brainstorm. Our thoughts and our impressions and our negatives and our positives. I think it's a good thing. I mean, these things, some things need to be brought to light, and how they're not, I don't understand. But it's neither here nor there. But I think this first episode is going to be a big step in as far as on my channel here, the DarkZone Broheem podcast. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to do this on a weekly basis. And CAG,
definitely.
Ducats,
Hmm.
it's fantastic to get your inputs on some of the good things, some of the bad things, some of the things we're looking forward to, some of the things that we want to see changed. It's great to get a well-rounded spectrum because we got a couple of pessimists in here, and of course we have our one optimist, and I think that's good. I think that's good for
Yes.
a well-rounded, unbiased community. Or as far as a podcast goes, where not everybody's on the same page. And I think it makes for some great conversation. But everybody at home, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of the Dark Zone Broheem podcast. If you did, please hit that indicator of the upward thumb. We all would greatly appreciate it. It really is going to motivate us more to pump out these podcasts to you guys, because I don't know how this is going to resonate with the community as far as over on the channel, but we shall see. Ducats, you got any last words? I mean, let's get into our final thoughts. Final thoughts, and I mean, you got anything to wrap it up with?
Um, bring sexy back in Dark Zone. Bring sexy back in the missions. Bring that which we so cherish and so makes it fun. Bring the fun back to Dark Zone.
Mm,
Um,
I agree.
and it'd be interesting to see like what they do with this PvP, and um, Are they going to, would a different server be available to, if you want to go PvP?
Yeah.
Here's your server.
Like a passive mode,
Exactly.
like Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly.
You can just click it
Yeah.
on, and you don't have to worry
And
about
kill
rogues.
people. And I'm gonna, and go into a server where, you know what, I'm gonna straight murder you, and that's my fun, rather than going
I
into
absolutely
a
agree.
server where people are pillaging, looking for loot, and you know what, and people hang back and let other people do the work for you, walk up when they're not paying attention and kill them. Like what fun? Like what, and then run.
Passive
like, come
mode.
on.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, man. I think
Yeah.
it's something that should be implemented. Absolutely agree with you. We're going to use that as our starter on our next episode. All right. So as far as final thoughts from CAG, I mean, CAG, do you have anything that can kind of boost our optimism? Because you're the thumbs up guy. You're always that guy that's got 2 thumbs up. You're super chill. I mean, when we were running that incursion and we got destroyed, okay, the whole time I'm gonna call you Coach. I'm gonna call you Coach from here on out, man. I mean, you're always that positive go-to guy that no matter how crappy the situation is, you see a light at the other side. I mean, are you excited? I mean, what kind of final thoughts you got for us?
I mean, I think that the update is going to be a success. I think there'll probably be some bugs with it, just like any update in an MMO shooter game.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. It's just they can't have a perfect code every single time they do an update. There's going to be something wrong. But
Absolutely.
you gotta have faith that they'll do their job and fix it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Patience is virtue, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we as the players have to bring up these issues to the people that make the game, or if we don't,
They never get fixed.
they won't get fixed. Yeah. So I mean, we'll have some bugs with the update. I'm sure of that, but nobody freak out, for Christ's sakes. They'll patch them and fix them.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
I mean, like going back to the beast, like the Hydra, just like the infamous patch beast. You cut one head off the Hydra and another one appears. It's just like the patches that's implemented. And I think this started when the online gaming community really kind of got popular, or actually became relevant, or was enacted in 1995, I think it was, because I think in 93, the PlayStation 2, I was playing online Madden NFL. And I was like fucking, 12 years old. You know what I mean? So, I mean, from online then to what online is now, pretty wild, guys. It's pretty wild.
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, everybody at home, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Like I said earlier, if you did, show some support. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next DarkZone Broheem podcast.